Hello, sports fan. This is Steven here for Sports Choice Plus. I'm bringing you a very special breakdown. Uh, was Mazi Smith worth it? Before I get right into that, I want to make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel so you can get all the updates and all the breakdowns. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Now, I got a lot of flack because I gave Mazi Smith a hard time, and I was just being honest. And I talked about how them not trading up to get the tight end that went to Buffalo is essentially they're going to come back to regret that. And I stand 100% on that point. When I look at the standpoint from Buffalo, they had the same. I would say the Dallas Cowboys had the same amount of draft capital they could have gave up to move up. Mazi Smith. When you look at Mazi Smith, he was a senior. And I'm just gonna break down my thoughts. All right, Mazi Smith is a senior graduating from Michigan, and he's NFL drafted in the first round. 26 pick. He's 6'3", like 330 pounds. So you think about this. I went back and watched because I had to go back and watch because I don't even remember Mazi Smith playing. I watched several Michigan games. I watched the TCU game that they lost in the college football playoff. I watched the game against Ohio State where they beat them twice. I'm looking back at different games of the season, and I literally watched 6 games, 7 games, 8 games where they were defensively strong in these games. I never once saw Mazi Smith jump out on the tape. I never once saw him on film be like, oh, okay, that's a day one draft guy there. And you got to think it sets off red flags. Most players don't make it to being a senior if they have talent to make it in the NFL. Because the allure of that money, the allure of that contract, you can always go back to school. But while the iron's hot, they teach you to strike. Because in a senior year, you could tear up your knee, you can get hurt, anything can happen. But you got to think, most players that are dominant don't essentially do this. Now, mind you, this may have been a good pick for Dallas. And again, Jerry Jones has talked all about, how he felt like, I don't know. It's tough for me because I literally don't understand the pick because you had a chance. I don't know. I don't know. And it's disappointing. And I don't understand at this point where they're really moving towards, because you needed help on the offensive side of the ball. Yes, you do have 2 wide receivers. Yes, you do got a running back coming back. You possibly have Zeke coming back into the fold. I'm not really happy with your tight ends. I don't feel like your tight ends are really essentially going to be what you need, but you got to think it's not giving what it usually gives for a draft pick that high. And I'm asking myself, okay, if you guys wanted a draft pick, you didn't even take the best defensive tackle in the draft. If we're being honest with you, I don't know, looking at all these stats, it's truly tough. It's truly tough because I'm looking essentially at what Tampa got. And you just think Kancey out of Pitt, he popped out more to me than Mazi did all year long. From the quick hips, the twitch, the quick hands, the power, the speed, being able to cut through blocks on the offensive line, being able to switch and go from inside D tackle assignment to outside D tackle or even DN. So there's a number of things that I'm trying to scratch my head at. Dallas is trying to tell us that this was one of their best players on their board. Mel Kiper was scratching his head when they announced the pick. I'm like, oh, okay. I don't think anybody was trading up to get him. Dallas needs help stopping the run, but you had other options. You could have traded up and got different options. You could have got different things done. This draft, you had a better linebacking core. You had a better corner core. You had a better safety core. You had a better tight end core. You had a lot of different things you could have done except defensive tackle. Defensive tackle is one of these positions where you was at least 6 or 7 tackles deep that will be respectable in the 3rd, 4th, or 5th round. That's why this pick doesn't make sense for Dallas. You have different skill sets on the board still. You had a lot of different talent on the board. So I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't feel like this is worth it. I don't feel like this is worth it. Now Mazi Smith did do well at the combine. He did, what was it, 225, 235, like 25 times. I mean 35 times or something like that. I get that he's a workout warrior. I get that, but we've seen that before. We've seen that before. A lot of players can work out good in the NFL. A lot of players can just work out. It's not hard to work out in the NFL. You're making millions of dollars. But mark my words, I feel like this is going to come back to haunt them. This is going to come back to haunt the Cowboys because they had so many different names that they could have taken in this draft at that point. You had a lot of different people on the board, and I'm not expecting them to take Will Levis or anything like that, but you had an amazing amount of skill set players still left. And just being honest with you, I would have been more comfortable with them taking Joey Porter Jr. There was a number of guys still on the board that you could have went and gotten that were defensive studs that are going to come in and be able to contribute right away. I don't feel like Mazi Smith is going to come in and contribute right away. I don't feel like he's going to be a 10-year vet that's going to be on your team that's going to start right away. He may start, but how long is he going to get in there? How long is he going to be able to do his thing? All you Cowboys fans, chime in. All you Michigan fans, chime in. Definitely check out Sports Choice Plus. Tell me what you think in the comment section on the YouTube channel. Definitely check us out. Each and every time we have videos, make sure you're hitting those videos up with a subscribe and a like and a share. And we'll see you on the very next video.